Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from whatever time zone you may be in. This is Off the Grid Podcast with Aiden and Jared.
You know, it's always access to the truth.
And today we're going to be talking about the Taliban takeover over Afghanistan.
Yes.
There's a lot to talk about in this one, guys. As you may all know, the situation in Afghanistan is
still developing. First of all,
it's still developing, so things that we talk about in this podcast will probably be outdated by the time the podcast comes out, but there'll still be information that is pertinent to the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, so let's...
This is going to be a hard one, guys. This is going to be a really hard, depressing, sad one.
Yeah.
There's a lot that's going to go on here that you're going to hear about that's very, how should I put it? Very dark, I guess you can say.
Yeah, there's a lot of dark things, I guess you could say.
A lot of emotions going to happen tonight, guys. So,
yep.
Excuse us if we get kind of angry tonight, but this is just what it's going to be because he, if you know who we're talking about, President Biden, he is screwed up, and we're going to get kind of mad tonight. So, I mean, forgive us if we start going off the rails, but...
And we're going to expose it, too.
Yeah,
for
everything.
We're going to go over, different parts of the story. There's so much to this, guys, that it's going to be hard to even keep track of it. I mean, there's probably stuff we're missing that we're going to be talking about tonight. Yeah, to be honest with you. But, we tried to gather as much information as we could over about a couple weeks' time.
Yeah.
We just kind of added stuff over each day.
As we saw
it, yeah.
Yeah.
So, this is kind of going in a chronological order, actually.
Yes.
Because we did it basically as it happened.
Yeah. So this is kind of cool that we did like that. So
it is a chronological order. So keep that in mind as we go along.
And Jared, I like the shirt you're wearing.
Yeah. So it is not. So if you could say Sleepy Joe is killing it as president.
Yeah.
See back for details.
Yeah,
and then
so...
it has on the back. I don't know if... Can you see it, Aiden?
Oh, yeah. It sounds awesome, so...
What does it say? Can you read it?
Like, some of them's like... CB Joe is killing us president, killing independence, killing freedom of religion, so basically everything that he's done won.
Yep. So I just got this shirt before the podcast, mind you.
Yeah, and I like the hat. I like the hat.
Uh-huh.
The blue line hat. I love it.
Oh, yeah? So we're patriotic tonight.
Yes. We are mad, though, too, tonight. So
mad patriots.
Yes. I guess I could say. Yes. So, Judd.
Let's start it out.
Yes.
So Taliban took over Afghanistan.
Obviously, yes, but this is how they did it.
And so the announcement goes as this. The government this is according to the Daily Wire.
Hey.
The government in Afghanistan has collapsed, the New York Times and other on-the-ground sources reported Sunday, and the Taliban have entered Kabul, the country's largest city. The president of Afghanistan, Ashraf Ghani, fled the country around 10 a.m. Washington, D.C. time with his core group of advisors seeking shelter in Tajikistan and effectively leaving Afghanistan in Taliban control. The Afghan army had also effectively collapsed, and the American embassy had been shuttered and burned, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The Taliban did a lot with it after we left, so...
Yeah, and the American ambassador has been evacuated, and U.S. citizens and allies have been ordered to, quote, shelter in place.
We haven't heard that before.
As the Taliban moves into Kabul, the Daily Wire noted in a separate report. Many of the diplomats and American staff in Afghanistan were evacuated by helicopter overnight and taken to Kabul airport, where they await military flights from the region in scenes that were reminiscent of the final evacuation of Saigon at the end of the Vietnam War.
Which we'll get into that after discussing this, but...
Oh, yeah.
We'll get into that a little bit, guys.
The U.S. Embassy lowered its flag as officials moved their diplomatic operations to Kabul airport. Quote, Afghanistan's government collapsed on Sunday with President Ashraf Ghani's flight from the country and the Taliban's entry into the capital, effectively sealing the insurgents' control of the country after dozens of cities fell to their lightning advance.
So basically like a blitzkrieg, basically, is what they're doing.
The New York Times reported on that. The Taliban announced around 6 p.m. local time in Kabul that they had entered the city. In a statement... Ooh, sorry, my thing moved around.
Sorry, guys.
In a statement, a spokesperson for the organization said... What the frick? I'm just trying to read. In a statement, a spokesperson for the organization said that the group, quote, ordered its forces to enter the areas of Kabul city from which the enemy has left because there is risk of theft and robbery.
Oof. Sounds like this past summer.
Yep. Quote, our forces are entering Kabul city with all caution, the spokesperson said. Yep.
So, what does this remind you of, Jared?
Well,
I know we won a life war, but 1975.
Yep.
The fall of Saigon, the Vietnam War, ended the exact same way. Funnily enough, that war also lasted almost 20 years. It lasted 19.
Wow.
The only difference is that it was the North Vietnamese army that took control of Saigon, but basically the same. If you guys were to line up pictures from Saigon and the Kabul evacuation side by side, you would see it very similar.
Mm-hmm. It does
both
look
pictures
very
of
similar.
helicopters leaving the roof and
Yeah.
people getting on, and it's heartbreaking.
It is. And I mean, there's so much emotions in this. Like, it's hard to, like,
wait till we talk
explain
about
it.
some more stuff, guys, because it's going to get graphic. It's going to get, like, kind of heartbreaking.
Yeah, so
because
that announcement's, like, nothing compared to what we're going to
talk about. Because it's, like, it's a complete fuck-up. It's a complete fuck-up. I don't know how such an incompetent person can be president and people be okay with this.
Right, yeah.
We're getting into that later, guys, but now we're going to talk about some of the stuff, because you guys might be wondering, well, what was happening at the airport, because basically, guys, what had happened is the Taliban basically took over the entire country, and there was one place left that everyone could go, and this is at the Kabul airport. That's why you keep hearing the word Kabul, because this airport is the last place that these Afghanistan citizens have to get out of the country. That's the last place that remains.
Yeah, because there was another airport as well, which I believe was larger than the Kabul airport.
But it got taken over.
But it was taken over.
So they have no access to there. So Kabul is literally the only place now in the country where you can get out.
Right.
So.
And as of this recording, this is August 29th.
Which they only have a day left to complete their deadline, which we'll talk about that later. But,
right.
Yeah. So what happened on this evacuation?
So there was a lot of chaos in the evacuation, as you can imagine.
At Kabul airport.
At Kabul airport.
Let's remind them, yeah.
So images coming out of Afghanistan on Monday morning showed large numbers of people running in front of the U.S. military cargo planes. These are
giant AC-130 cargo planes. These aren't like jets. These aren't like passenger jets. These are full-on like cargo planes that they use to store missiles, gear, everything like that.
Forcing the military to use helicopters to clear people off the tarmac so the planes could take off.
Yep.
Other disturbing images showed objects falling from the cargo planes once they were hundreds, if not couple thousand feet above the ground after takeoff. Various news reports, including Newsweek, the Daily Mail, and Haaretz, reported that the objects falling from the planes were indeed people.
Sorry, just bringing back memories from 9/11, but we'll get into that later. It's just you guys would have had to see the video to see what we mean, but it's like it's very heartbreaking.
You talk about like the original 9/11 footage of
that, and then compared to this footage of the videos of the people falling from planes. I'm sure you guys have seen it.
Yeah.
I'm sure you guys have seen it come out. It was all over the web when it came out.
Oh, I just played it on there too. I'll have the video for you. So
very heartbreaking stuff.
So that person that at least I don't know how many people were falling from the planes.
Yeah.
Exactly. But one of the people that fell from a plane was reportedly a kid.
Yep. They have that confirmed, by the way. So.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What? He was only 17. They said.
Yeah, 16 maybe. I think.
Yeah.
Was how old he was. So, an Afghan family has identified their son as one of the people who died at Kabul's international airport after falling from an evacuating U.S. military plane on Monday, according to a Vice News report. The son, whose real name was withheld, was only 17. Okay, yeah, you're right. I thought it was 16. The child, identified by the news outlet as Reza to protect his family, heard a rumor that the United States and Canada were going to take 20,000 people with them out of Kabul, his family told the news agency. So Reza and his younger brother, 16, okay, so I got it mixed up, left to the airport, quote, without telling anyone,
end quote,
with the hope of fleeing the country, which was now under control of the Taliban. Quote, everyone is trying to run away, end quote, an unnamed family member told Vice News for an article published Wednesday. Quote, it is in fear of the Taliban. They are killing people. They have all left to the airport from lack of jobs and opportunity. They want to go abroad, end quote. But you see...
Wow. So what do you got to say about that first?
Well, I remember, I don't know if we have it listed in our podcast notes, but the Taliban were trying to, like, throw the attention away from, you know, how brutal they are, because they're trying to say that they were not...
they want to be seen as a legitimate form of government.
Right, and they were trying to say that these people were not fleeing because of the Taliban. They were fleeing because the country itself has been poor.
Has been basically a shithole is what they're saying.
Yeah, they want better opportunity, which there's some truth to that.
Afghanistan is the poorest Middle East nation. You do know that. But only because of, guess who?
Groups like this.
Yes.
The Taliban. Yep. So, they got part of it. It was like a white lie.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yep.
You know, it was half lie. Some of it was true, but
they're poor because of you.
Right.
So,
yeah. You know, and they also said other things too, which we'll get into, like some of the consequences for these people when we leave.
Yeah.
But you know, we were talking.
Let's just say right now, this could have all been avoided. We'll get into this later, but this could have all been avoided. Yeah. Every single part of it could have been avoided. Every single part of it could have been avoided.
Right.
We'll get into that later, but
yeah, but I saw like a interview with one of the Taliban leaders, and he was saying like, you know, that we weren't like kidnapping women and children and marrying them off and
bullshit.
It's like we're gonna believe you?
What? Out of our own, like, what? Sorry guys, kind of formulating a sense there, but yeah, really we're gonna believe you guys? Like, no, that's not how that works.
Well, Biden.
We're getting into that. Hold it until it's time to talk about it, but no.
It's hard to hold it back.
But this man has done so much.
Scenes from the airport earlier this week went viral on social media, and one in particular, a video of two blips falling from an airborne plane, hundreds if not thousands of feet from the ground, showed Reza in the distance falling from the sky.
Can you imagine being on the one-way and looking up and seeing that?
Oh my god, I'd be screaming.
Yep.
7 people in total died during the airport evacuation, including an unspecified member of Afghans who fell from an airplane, according to U.S. authorities. Reports the Associated Press. One person's remains were found stuck in a plane's landing gear.
Which we'll talk about. We have that report, actually. We'll talk about that. But
although it's unclear whether that is the same plane from which Reza fell, which I can only assume maybe it was, but I don't know how many planes.
There were so many planes that took off that day, we don't even know.
After Reza fell to his death, witnesses recovered his body and that of another person who fell from the same plane.
Yeah.
His family, not knowing where Reza or his brother were, traveled to the airport after calling his cell phone and getting a response from a stranger who had found it at the airport. The family identified Reza's body after witnesses took it outside of the airport, reports Vice. Quote, his legs and arms were gone. I brought him back myself, end quote, said the family member.
His younger brother's not been found?
Ooh. I don't know about his younger brother has not been found. Quote, we are really upset that we've lost 2, end quote, a family member told Vice. Quote, we've found the body of one of them, but the other one is still missing.
Leads me to literally the only possible conclusion that I can come up with. His body's completely eviscerated.
Yeah.
Whereas, I'm sorry to get graphic on this, because this is the only way to clear this. Whereas they found limbs and body parts of Reza.
Yeah.
His body's completely eviscerated. It's just a pool of,
like
a puddle of blood, basically.
Maybe he got, like, thrown into the engine.
What?
Like
No, I'm saying he fell from such a height that when he hit the pavement, just like on 9/11, when they hit the pavement, it just blew up, like literally like a balloon.
Yeah, there's
nothing left.
Way to identify it.
There's nothing left, basically. Sorry to get a bit graphic on it, guys, but that was the only way to kind of explain my thought process.
I mean, it could have been, too, he flew through the plane engine, too.
But the plane would have gone down, though.
True.
So, no, my thing is he probably should have just
Yeah.
Would have fallen from a height so fast that he would have probably eviscerated from the impact.
And we have some more airport chaos. So this is about the horrifying images of the Afghans trapped on the outside of the plane.
Well, some of them, I think, didn't fall off. They actually had made it. So, this is, gonna be actually really, interesting because I do not know.
Not now.
So, what does this say, Jed?
So disturbing new images have emerged from the airport in Kabul, where thousands of Afghan nationals desperately tried to board planes yesterday to flee the country as Taliban extremists took control of the country after Democrat President Joe Biden's chaotic withdrawal.
Yesterday, guys, as of that whiting.
As of the 17th.
Yeah.
Some of the images came from individuals who were trapped outside the plane while it was on the ground taking off. More disturbing images came from people outside the plane who recorded what was happening to those trapped on the outside of the plane after the plane was already airborne. And like, Aiden, look at this. Like,
so this tweet is from Ellie Bowman that says, "This is what failed foreign policy looks like. I was just sent this from an Air Force pilot. Policy mistakes matter. Biden continues his streak of being on the one side of virtually every U.S. foreign policy decision."
yeah.
And we'll show that image for you guys. We'll pull that up and show it to you guys somehow.
Yeah, it's already on there.
We'll at least try to, but
It's
yeah.
on there.
Look at that.
Yeah. You can see from the image, the guy's like, I don't know.
His leg's just sticking out. He's just trying to...
I don't know if he's like clinging onto the plane. Like, it's hard to tell if like he was. Ugh. I mean, there's just no way that guy's.
Dude, think about the oxygen levels up there. First of all, struggling to breathe. First of all, but that's how desperate they are.
Yeah.
Biden, this is what you have done. Welcome to the end of your war, buddy. Like, you wanted it.
And
Here it is, right here.
And the end of your presidency. I mean, this is like, how long do you think this? Speaking of which, how long do you think this guy's gonna last in office after this?
Not long. I hope.
I mean,
Impeachment time. If you want to impeach anyone,
yeah,
this guy, right now,
right. And also,
Biden needs impeached. And Shapiro has said that too.
right.
So
He should or step down, and completely avoid the whole entire impeachment process
Yep.
and just own up to your mistakes.
Yep.
And just say, you know what, guys, I really screwed up.
Yep.
And I think it would be better if I stepped down.
Yeah.
Something along those
All of
lines.
America thinks it too, so just do it.
Yeah. I mean, but then you got also Kamala Harris waiting in the wing. And you're like, she's a pretty bad vice president, but anyways, and there was also a video here as well, and I'll have that for you guys. The photo appears to be a still image. Okay, but the video, which is very graphic itself, may be viewed on social media.
Which we'll show it, guys.
But that's like him.
This is of him on the landing.
Or he's on the side of the plane at least. I don't know.
No. He's sitting in the landing.
Okay. Let's see,
Wait,
it's
is that the guy who's remained watched?
I don't think so.
And then that's footage from.
Yeah, you can see the
outside
people
the
on the
plane.
side of the plane.
Yeah, like
too.
look at all them clinging
like-
under the wind. Like, look at that. Look at that.
Dude, these people are really desperate when they're clinging onto the side of the
Freaking
plane.
planes.
Because you know that they're not going to be able to hold on to that.
No, 400 miles an hour like that, traveling
And you think
in the
that,
air.
I mean,
You think the winds are gonna be able to? No.
they'd rather take their chances clinging onto an airplane
Than the
stay-
Taliban.
Yeah.
That's how brutal these guys are. But that's who you're giving money to.
Yeah. And that's going to be an issue in the future too, because, but if the Taliban, holds these people hostage,
They're gonna get tortured. They're gonna get like.
If and Biden's response is going to be like, just send them money, we'll get them back.
Yeah.
No, we're not paying our taxpayer dollars going towards
A terrorist organization.
the whole country paying that.
What in the world? Our taxpayer dollars are going to fund these assholes.
Yeah. And all that's going to be because of the stupid. Well, part of it is because of this deadline of the 31st.
Which is not going to be met, by the way. It's already,
Yeah.
the 29th as of recording this podcast? Yeah, it's not going to...
Yeah.
They're not going to meet it. But you're not going to meet your fucking deadline, okay?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry, but no. You're not going to meet it. Stop trying to say you will, because you won't.
There's
You're a
no way you
liar.
can meet that.
You're a liar.
Right. It says, Politico reported that according to multiple sources familiar with the matter, quote, the body of an Afghan so desperate to escape the country hours after Kabul fell to the Taliban was found in the landing gear of an American C-17 transport aircraft hours after it hastily took off from Hamid Karzai International Airport.
Sorry, guys, that was one. That wasn't AC-130. That was AC-17, guys.
Yeah.
Sorry. That's what I meant. Sorry.
That's all right.
They do look the same. All cargo planes look the same, basically.
I know. It is unclear if the person who was stuck in the plane's landing gear was the same person who was seen in the images above. Other images emerged of the Taliban terrorizing people. I don't know if we can watch a little bit of that or not.
Look at that.
Yeah, just walking
They have
around
RPG with RPGs. Just walking the streets of this airport.
These are how the people...
Like, what is going on? We have no presence there.
No.
At all.
Look at these poor people just running away.
The dude's got a bandage over his eye. What is going on? Oh, that is not a... Those are what their kids trying to... Imagine as a kid trying to take all this in.
Well, the kid doesn't know what's going on.
Why? Obviously they don't.
And, like, a lot of these people have not experienced Taliban rule.
No.
You know, because...
They haven't ruled since 2002.
Yeah.
It's been over a decade. Wait,
Yeah,
2001, 2002, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Because we drove them out, but now they're back, and look at this. Look at that. Look at them hopping over. Is that like a little barrier or something? Yeah, it's like a little barrier. They don't freaking care. They want to get out any way they can. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Why don't you just steal, punch the dude in the face, steal those RPG, and start firing at them? Like, that's what I would do. I mean...
I don't know if you'd...
You probably
even
get
have
shot
a
for them
chance,
for it,
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Are we gonna play this one too, probably?
Oh, yeah, I'm playing
Yeah.
it right now.
Yeah. This is... This is just disturbing on every level.
Yep.
This is absolutely disturbing. Like, I cannot even...
Yeah, it's...
Look at that, guys. Look at this.
Oh, and there's also one, a Taliban fighter shoots a man who is trying to scale the wall of Kabul airport. This is the same guy that we just watched.
Yeah. This is all from, like, his Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, look at him.
Oh,
Shot
gosh.
at the guy that was watching.
Look at the,
Watch
look at
that
it
again.
reverberate off the wall. Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at this, guys.
I
Look at it
don't, I don't
reverberate
think
off the wall. Look
I
at
don't
that.
think it hit him. Oh,
No.
see,
Look how close though.
Look at it though. It looks like he's taunting him. He's waving at him. You see that?
That's a badass right there. That's a badass. That's awesome.
He's like, bye.
But like seriously though, like, oh man.
Now
So
the question is though, how did he land? How did that man like?
Oh, shoot.
He probably would have like broke his legs. Yeah, or just
Jeez.
completely died on
Yeah,
impact.
yeah,
you know?
jeez, like
Because that's one tall wall. I mean,
That's like Trump's
that's
wall
a
right
tall
there.
wall.
that's like Trump's wall right there. Jeez. So what is the rest of this?
The Taliban rapidly regained control of Afghanistan. Blah blah. And also talks about Biden administration trying to blame Trump.
So basically, we were trying to talk about the airport, right?
Yeah, it's
So-
just. Yeah, that's pretty much it for that. But
So, what do you think about this, Judd? I mean, you literally had, in that video we saw, you literally had the Taliban had RPGs in an airport.
yeah,
Walking the streets, and then...
and these are probably weapons they got from the U.S. military.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, oh, yeah. Because we didn't... We'll talk about this, too. We didn't fucking leave. We didn't detonate anything. We just left it all there for them. We
Yeah,
left Humvees, helicopters, RPGs, guns.
we didn't. We didn't.
M16s.
I mean, it's one thing if we tried to get most of the stuff out, but if we got the stuff out and then like whatever's left, just blow it up.
Yeah.
You know, but no, we didn't bother taking anything back, as far as I'm aware.
We
'Cause
did.
there
We
was,
did.
like-
We left everything behind, literally.
Yeah,
Like, and they're paying for it.
yeah. I mean, because it was what was it? There's like 80-some billion dollars worth of equipment they said?
Yeah.
I mean, billion with a B. Not million. That's a lot.
We spent $2 trillion on this one.
It's all gone. Okay, that was from the Daily Wire. And then it also says there's another one from the Daily Wire talking about the 7 dead. At least 7 are confirmed dead amid the chaos. The situation turned deadly as thousands of Afghan civilians swarmed the airport, desperate to flee their country after they fell to the terrorists on Sunday, which was, early August. So the Pentagon confirmed on Monday that U.S. soldiers shot and killed 2 armed men who fired on U.S. troops.
No doubt Taliban people.
Yep. Additionally, at least 3 Afghans who were holding on to the side of an Air Force jet were killed when they were run over, U.S. officials said, according to the Wall Street Journal. And so here is, again...
This is probably one of the most graphic parts of it, guys, so if you have kids around...
Yeah, if there's a kid watching, this is from CBS News. This is about the human remains that were found in the wheel well.
So, if you have kids, guys, you should send them away for this part at least, because it's going to be really graphic. So, this is one of the most depressing articles I had read in a long time.
Let's see. There's not really any pictures, but human remains were found in the wheel well of a U.S. military aircraft that departed Kabul on Monday as hundreds of Afghans scrambled towards the plane seeking a way out. It was the same plane featured in viral videos of Afghans clamoring to get on board. The Air Force announced Tuesday that the discovery of remains in the online videos showing people falling off the plane upon departure has prompted the Air Force Office of Special Investigations to review all available information to better understand how this happened. The viral video of Afghans running alongside the plane, and then what looks like bodies dropping from the plane as it takes off, have fueled criticism of this week's chaotic evacuation. The Air Force said that on Monday, the C-17 Globemaster aircraft landed at Hamid Karzai International Airport in Kabul to deliver a load of equipment to support the evacuation effort.
So, guys, keep in mind, these planes were not meant to...
fight.
No, not to carry people.
Oh, yeah.
They were meant to carry supplies, but yet people are so desperate that they're trying to...
Well, yeah, they don't know the difference.
Right.
Probably a lot of them, they don't know that this was just a cargo plane. They probably thought it was like a transport plane for people.
Yeah.
A passenger plane. Before the crew could offload the cargo, the aircraft was surrounded by hundreds of Afghan civilians who had breached the airport perimeter. The C-17 crew decided to depart as quickly as possible. According to the statement from the Air Force, there were no civilians on board.
Did you guys check the undercarriage?
Yeah, there was something on board, but it wasn't alive. Yeah. Also, so basically, they didn't unload any cargo.
Yeah.
How the article said it.
Yeah, they unloaded nothing.
So they basically landed, and then they did an emergency takeoff. Like, they had to go now. Because if they tried unloading cargo...
Everything's happening too fast.
Yeah.
They had to get out right then and there.
Well, because if you're the Biden administration, you didn't see this coming at all.
Yeah.
Apparently. None of this was seen.
This is complete bullshit how this has been handled.
The remains were found in the wheel well once the aircraft landed at Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar. The Air Force is impounding the plane to collect the remains and to inspect the plane.
They were probably full of supplies and they looked at saw the blood and it was like, ugh.
It's so nasty.
Crushed body parts.
The Office of Special Investigations is leading the review in coordination with the U.S. Air Force's Air Mobility Command as well as international partners. In addition, the Air Mobility Command will look at how events unfolded to ensure this doesn't happen again during evacuations from
Afghanistan. Oh, don't worry. We won't have a chance because we completely failed, so...
And we're getting out in a couple days, so...
In 2 days as of recording this, so... Now, this is when we're going to get really mad, guys, because this next article, we're going to start getting into what Biden has done, so...
Yeah, this is where we get into... the
fuck-ups.
Yeah, to put it short. But yeah, to get into the policy decisions that went into this decision.
Because it's more than just people fleeing, which is the most heartbreaking part.
Right.
But there were this all happened because of what we're going to read here, guys. This
Yes.
is bad decision. This has been probably one of the worst foreign policy decisions that I've ever seen in my life. Do you agree? And if
I
so,
agree.
why not?
No, I agree with you because I've never seen anything quite like it. I mean, I never saw anything like the Black Lives Matter protests that happened last summer. That was crazy on its own. But, there's been so much crazy stuff over the past 2 years.
Yeah.
When you think about, what's happening now in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
And,
this got to us before. This is what's... Afghanistan got to us. Like what's been happening. It's been getting to us. It's like...
Yeah, like before the podcast, we broke down emotionally.
Yeah, it's just...
I mean, it was just... it was just a lot of built-up emotion because this is a story we've been following for...
Ever since we heard about it.
Ever since we heard about it, we were gathering notes and stuff. So, it kind of gets on you eventually.
Oh, yeah.
It builds up so much, you just got to kind of release that tension. Because it's just so many emotions going through you at once.
Oh, yeah.
So the Biden administration's Department of Defense spokesperson admitted in an interview with CNN on Tuesday that it does not know how many American citizens remain in Afghanistan.
Wait, so hold on. This says Biden says 10,000.
Yeah, it's on.
Trapped, yeah.
Yeah, it says. Yeah, that's what it's about. Pentagon Press Secretary John Kirby told CNN that there are, quote, certainly thousands of Americans. We don't have an exact count, end quote.
How?
Well, from what I understand...
You're the fucking Pentagon!
You know what, though? They explained it as this, that they encouraged people that were going to Afghanistan to register with the United States like that they were there.
Yeah.
But not everybody registered.
Okay.
So that's the problem. And
then register.
And also, even if the people that register don't unregister when they leave.
Yeah.
So it's a very screwed up system. So I guess you can only blame the government in general for not being more strict about keeping track. But then it's like, I don't know. I mean, it's different.
I'm saying you're the freaking Pentagon, though. You could locate Bin Laden in a freaking apartment complex, but you can't find thousands of Americans. Oh no, not find him, but you can't get him over here.
I don't know.
There's something fishy about that.
Quote, best guess, between 5 and 10,000 that are near Kabul, end quote, he continued.
First of all, that's a big jump between 5 and 10,000. That's a big jump, so that shows how intelligent he is.
And quote, there was a message put out by the State Department today advising those Americans about how to queue up and how to get to the airport so that now that security's better, they don't need to necessarily shelter in place. Okay, the security was not better, and it did not get better. That's a
white-faced lie.
Yeah.
Right there.
Because
lie after lie after lie after lie. That's what you guys are going to see.
They're relying on the Taliban to get the Americans to the airport.
Yep. Relying on the Taliban.
That's like when...
Since when did we start negotiating with terrorists?
Yeah.
When did that happen, guys? You tell me after 9/11. You tell me when we started negotiating with terrorists. Do we forget so easily?
Yeah.
What they did to us?
Apparently. And it's coming up on the 20th anniversary.
Which is what's scaring me, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah. It's scary. It's like, do they have something like a terrorist plot planned?
Yeah, for us. I don't know. I seriously do not know. Because they have full control of Afghanistan now. They can do anything they want. They have all out gear, everything.
And we have no eyes on the ground.
Yep. Nothing. But you know who does? China and Russia.
Oh, yeah.
We'll talk about that later, guys. But,
Yep.
I'm going to leave you a little hint there.
So, it says, quote, they begin movement to the airport for processing, Kirby added. On Sunday, as the situation in Kabul deteriorated markedly, the State Department issued a security warning to all Americans remaining in the country, telling them to avoid coming to Kabul airport and instead shelter in place until their security could be guaranteed, which never happened. On Monday, amid the crush of thousands of Afghans flooding the military runway at Kabul's airport, trying to catch a flight out rather than live under Taliban rule, the U.S. suspended evacuations. Evacuations begin again on Monday, which that's not important.
Monday night, yeah.
Yeah. Quote, an administration official who was not authorized to speak on the record told me that there are an estimated 10,000 U.S. citizens in the country, with the vast majority in or near Kabul. Some are residents, journalists, or aid workers who may not want to leave. Most are scrambling to escape. Some are dual nationals or children of Americans who may not have the proper passport or visas, but the State Department has not told them how to fix their paperwork.
What? If you want to get them out, tell them how to fix it.
Yeah. And also...
The State Department... First of all, the State Department throughout this whole thing has been a freaking joke.
Oh, yeah.
Mind you.
They haven't done nothing.
Yeah.
At least where they should have.
Yeah.
Because the Taliban have been confiscating passports.
Yep.
At these checkpoints on
the
the way
Taliban have
to the
checkpoints
airport.
all over Afghanistan, first of all, guys, in case they don't know that.
Yeah, so it's hard for Americans to reach the airport in the first place. Not to mention that there's more Americans outside of Kabul.
Oh! I don't know, there's thousands of them, probably.
Yeah. And there's some that are so far away that it's like, how are they
never
going to
get there? They're never going to get there.
Yeah, because you don't know where these checkpoints are, and you don't know if I mean, I'm sure they stand out in like a sore thumb.
Hell, the Taliban are going to arrest them and do whatever they want.
Yeah, they could just blow them up, and then, how's the U.S. going to know that they died?
Yeah.
I mean, they won't know. Unless there's, a video that surfaces online of them, being beheaded or something.
Yeah.
Which is probably what is going to come out of ISIS coming back. ISIS-K.
ISIS-K, yeah, we'll talk about that later, because we have an article on that.
Which sounds like a type of cereal.
Yeah.
ISIS-K.
Oh, gosh! Oh, gosh!
It's on the front of a Wheaties
Oh,
box.
gosh! Oh, no! Oh, no! Oh, no! Made us real... Never mind. No!
Makes you turn violent.
Oh, gosh. Dude, shut up.
On the front of the Wheaties box?
Yeah, I know.
No,
they have a member going...
with a gun, and it's like...
He's like, thumbs up. Gosh, dude. Oh, there's the ISIS flag logo on the front of it.
Biden has his ISIS K for breakfast?
No, the K stands for Crunchies. ISIS Crunchies.
I don't want to know what's so crunchy in the cereal.
Oh gosh, that's not right.
Oh, not at all.
Sorry guys for that. Oh gosh, I know it's recent, but
that was a dark joke.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
eat your ISIS Crunchies, Biden.
Eat your Wheaties for breakfast.
We all know you need them.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the article. Back to this quote from this article here.
So, the State Department could be dealing with more than 80,000 visa applications.
Wait, how many? 80,000?
Yeah, 80,000. And those are for the Afghans who worked with the U.S. government or may find themselves at risk.
The official told them. Yeah.
So that was according to, I believe, NBC. Yeah.
No, Daily Wire.
No, that was Daily Wire. Okay, I thought it was NBC.
So what do you think about that? Other than the Wheaties joke.
Yeah, that was pretty good. Kind of dark.
Seriously though,
yeah.
How do visas work again? I've never really understood what a visa is.
Visas allows you to work.
And it's the credit card.
No, not the Visa credit card. That's
okay, because that's what I've always. So what is it then? Is it
a visa's like a almost kind of like a permit to live there.
Okay.
Or to work with someone.
So they're illegal immigrants, but they have to have a visa.
If you went to work in another country but you weren't a citizen, you would need a work visa. To go work there. If you worked for a company in another.
Let's say I want to work for PlayStation because they were in Japan.
Yeah, so you would need a visa for that.
Okay.
Because you're not a citizen of Japan.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd have to have a work visa.
I got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for clearing that up. I just need help with that meant. So.
I know it's kind of confusing. And then back to what we were talking about with
Biden.
bribery.
Well, we haven't talked about bribery yet, but with Biden.
Yeah. We're sending money, I meant.
This is going to piss us the heck off because Joe, just read it. Just read it.
Alright, so
this is more furious as we read it, probably, but.
So Biden sends troops and bribery is how we put it, and that's on.
First of all, send troops after he said he'd get them out.
Yeah.
The whole debacle, first of all, was that we were getting troops out of Afghanistan, but
we're gonna send more troops.
Let's read this.
So this is from frontpagemag.com.
Yeah.
Quote, the likelihood, this is from Joe Biden's, this is a Joe Biden quote.
Yeah.
The likelihood that there's going to be a Taliban overrunning everything. I don't know why it says a Taliban running.
Maybe that's how he said it.
Yeah.
I mean, it would surprise me. It would surprise me.
A Taliban overrunning everything and owning the whole country is highly unlikely, end quote. Joe Biden claimed in July.
Bullshit.
I mean...
Bullshit.
Shows that he didn't know what he was talking about. And he denied an intelligence assessment that the Afghan government would fall in 6 months.
You're right. And when it didn't fall in 6 months, it fell in a couple of weeks. I mean,
Yeah, because they didn't expect that the Afghan army was going to just drop everything and run.
I'm sorry, Afghan government. You guys are badasses, but you're worthless without us. I mean, I'm sorry. That's a bit mean. How do I put this? You guys need help to fight. Is what I'm trying to say.
Right, and we trained those.
Yes.
People.
You guys are worthless. You guys are awesome. I'm just saying that you guys need help.
Right.
To fight.
And from what I understand, from what I heard, when the U.S. decided to pull out of Afghanistan, the Afghan army noticed that they weren't going to get air support.
Yeah.
You know, they were willing to fight. We were paying that army.
Yeah.
And when we stopped paying the money, guess what? They
fell apart.
They had no interest in fighting anymore. They realized they weren't going to have air support from the U.S., so they felt like...
What's messing them up. Big
yeah,
time.
and it made them feel like that they were not able to do it, which, you know, I don't know. Maybe they could have fought them off if they really tried. But they really gave up.
Yeah.
You know?
They just laid their guns down. It was like, sorry, we don't have the U.S.'s help, so here you go.
Yep. A lot of them just decided that when the U.S. pulled out, it was hopeless.
Yeah.
And they were, like, running for the hills. Literally, some of them were running.
Yeah, for the hills, yeah.
Yeah, because that was, like, you know, safer from the Taliban.
Running the mountains more accurately,
yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah. Says Biden has been reduced to bribing the Taliban. Oh, the current intelligence assessment is that the Taliban may take Afghanistan by the 11th of September.
How ominous is that?
It is ominous. 20th anniversary it is.
Yeah.
Biden has been reduced to bribing the Taliban with foreign aid in exchange for a promise, not to attack the United States Embassy in Kabul.
Why would you promise that?
Can you please
please don't attack the embassy, please?
Please leave it. It's so expensive.
Like you knew this was gonna happen. Like seriously. What are you thinking? It pisses me off. I feel like he knew this was gonna happen and he let it happen anyway.
Mm-hmm. It's like, name one good thing that Biden has done.
Nothing. When it comes to foreign policy, absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
He's messed up time and time and time again, and yet he's still president, and like he's sitting his ass in Camp David watching fucking Matlock or whatever.
Yeah.
Jacking off doing God knows what. Makes me really mad. He does not deserve to be president at all.
Kicking gum and
chewing ass, yes.
And I'm all out of ass.
But seriously though, like what has he done that's been good in this whole situation? Absolutely nothing.
But that sounds like something you would say because he's like, so
yeah.
He always gets stuff screwed up all the time.
I'm gonna kick gum and shoot. Our troops are gonna kick gum and shoot ass.
And they're all out of ass. Okay, so
the Taliban's got it all.
Yeah, really.
Like seriously,
Biden has all the ass. The Taliban has all the ass. Is what I was trying to say. See, I have gaffes too.
Joe has gaffes. I need to make that.
Yeah.
Into a meme for a podcast. Seriously,
So-
like, what has he done? Like, nothing.
I mean, like, in terms of...
Is he really stupid or is it malevolence? That's what I'm really wondering. Is it evil?
Now, I've been very critical of Biden ever since he took office.
Yep.
But...
This is a whole new level.
I mean, yeah, it's like, how could you defend this man? I mean, after all you have seen on TV, all the violence, all the reports coming out...
The violence that's going to come, too.
Yeah.
It's not over. It is nowhere near over.
Biden has blood on his hands.
And he's going to have more. He's going to have more.
Yeah. We still got, what, a couple of days before the official pull out of
And then that's when the real chaos starts.
Yeah. Which
you think it's bad now, guys?
Probably by the time this podcast reaches you guys,
Afghanistan will be on fire.
Yeah, there's going to be even worse conditions than what it was before. So, there's a lot going on, and we're not going to be able to cover all of it.
And this has world implications, not just Middle East, world implications.
Because, dude, we could do a podcast on this topic every single week if we wanted to.
Yep. Just rename it the Afghanistan podcast for all we care.
Yeah.
There's going to be so much that's going to go on.
Yeah, we could have a whole like playlist just dedicated to
these events.
This event. Okay, so the Biden has been reduced to bribing the Taliban. Again, we were talking about the embassy. The proposal to fund terrorists is criminally treasonous.
Yes.
And since the ranks of the Taliban include any number of jihadis and their old Al-Qaeda allies have a presence in Afghanistan, that's setting up our diplomats to be killed.
Yep.
Obama had his Benghazi. Biden is trying to have his own Saigon in dusty old Kabul. After Biden announced the withdrawal, the Taliban swiftly began sweeping up territory, first the rural areas and then provincial capitals. There is no point in listing the numbers because by the time you read this, the Taliban will hold more territory than they did when this was written.
Thanks for naming that out for us, guys. Thank you. You just made our job easier, so thank you. I mean,
thank you for summing up basically what we've been saying this whole podcast is that we cannot catch up with this. There's no way. Like, we'd have to do a live...
Yeah.
Like,
I'd have to take days off work, I mean, like,
we'd have
we
to,
can't, so...
It'd be a marathon of a podcast.
Yeah.
We'd be here all night.
Yeah, but, like...
I mean, yeah.
We don't have that kind of time, but, like...
Oh, boy. All right. But
so
yeah,
here we get...
What do you think
providing
about that?
foreign aid to the Taliban! Since when did... I keep saying this. Since when did we negotiate with terrorists? When did that happen?
When is that okay?
What was the switch there? I'm sorry, can you, like, tell me when that's okay? When only 19 years ago the towers were struck and they fell?
Yeah.
What changed? Can you guys please tell me in the comments or, like, am I missing something here?
See, I think what's happening is that we have a president that doesn't know jack squat. He is not aware. He's not with us. He is in his own world, mentally and physically.
This man, I feel bad for him. This man is mentally incompetent when it comes to making decisions like this.
Well, he can't... I don't understand how he's still president of the United States.
He had gray hair before he became president. I mean, I know that it doesn't... I mean, it doesn't really matter, but, like, still, I mean, do you get what I'm trying to say?
I know what you're trying to say.
He's already old before he became president, and then this, like, is going to stress him out even more. Like,
and
you've seen his interviews, guys. You see how much he pays attention.
Yeah.
During interviews and questions and...
I'll try to play the video for you guys if I can find it. It was
it's just
Biden's last press conference
it's
as
laughable.
of this recording. I mean, well, it's not really laughable, but more sad.
Yeah.
Because you just watch him and he's like deteriorating in front of our eyes. I mean, he doesn't
have the mental capacity to carry on an interview.
Dude,
for goodness sakes.
Listen to this. You can hear it in the audio from the podium. You can hear the podium creaking as he's leaning on the podium.
Yeah.
That means that he's putting a lot of his weight on the podium.
Yeah.
So
he's like,
if you pull... Dude.
I'm so tired.
Yeah,
kind of a thing.
If you pulled the podium out from under him, he would go like...
Yep, fainted.
Like flat, like, face plant.
He probably just woke up from a nap, like, and he's...
Dude, I don't know, but to me, he kind of seems sick. Like, mentally and physically sick.
Yeah. I mean, what was your first clue? I mean...
Well, no, I mean... Like, more than usual. I mean, he
like COVID or something like that?
Yeah, he looked sick. I don't know if it was, like, just... Maybe he's just in bad health in general.
It's the vaccine. It's the vaccine that he's pushing on all of us. It's starting to have its effect.
I don't know.
No, but seriously though, like, I'm not anti-vax, guys. Don't worry.
Yeah.
None of that shit flies here. Yeah, but seriously, what is wrong with him? Like,
There's
someone who has such a
seriously
bad
wrong.
health, I don't think should be president. But I'm not trying to. Oh, well, we are trying to go against you because your policies suck. But when it comes to it, down to it, dude, your health is not that good. Like, you don't have the mental capacity to run a whole nation, let alone the most powerful nation on the planet.
Right. There's a lot of responsibility with being president.
Yes.
And it does not mean that you can sit on your butt, take a nap, and watch the world burn while you just like, well, I'll get to the mic when I want to.
What? No, do you have a country that's burning? Get on the mic and tell us what's wrong.
You
And
have
how
to
to fix it.
You have to address the nation, not lull us to sleep with your
And come up
mumbling
with
and bumbling.
excuses.
Yeah.
Too. That's what makes me mad, is that not only is he not giving us all the information, he's making excuses. Blaming other people for his actions. And his alone. Biden is not anyone's fault but yours. You're the one that decided to pull out of Afghanistan.
You're the one to
all
blame.
the advisors told you it's a bad idea. You went with it anyway.
Right.
There's blood on your hands and yours alone.
Yeah, your advisors were telling you to, at least from what I understand, his advisors were advising against it.
Yep.
You know?
It was your decision, yours alone, and you now have to live with the consequences.
Oh, if this was, say the roles were reversed and this was Trump.
Oh
made
my
this
gosh,
decision.
can you imagine the hate that he would get?
Oh, I mean, even worse than, I mean, a lot of these left-wing outlets are going against Biden too, which
Right.
I love to see that.
Yes! It just shows you the magnitude of his mess up.
Yeah, because you know that these left-wing outlets, they love to support Biden as much as possible. But you know that he really screwed up.
When they're
because
hating on him, yes,
Uh-huh.
yes!
And you know that's a bad sign for him politically in the future.
Oh, dude, his approval ratings have...
Yeah, went in the toilet.
Yeah.
Also, speaking of which, I know we've talked about this before, but it really does not seem like he is going to last much longer.
No. You mean in office or in life? Well,
Just
technically both.
life and politically.
Yeah, politically is what we're going for here, though. Like, dude, how can you mess up this bad and expect to be in office this much longer?
I'm talking about his life is a concern too.
Yeah.
Because how old is this man? Like in his 80s now?
Something.
He is 80?
Yeah.
But like he is not in good health. I mean, you just watch his press conferences. He looks like he's falling asleep or
We'll play some for you guys in the background as we're talking here, but like he seems like he's asleep. He's not even coherent.
yeah. I mean,
And you think he can run the country?
and compare one of Biden's press conferences to Trump's. And
yes,
then
Trump is just as old, but he probably knows how to make a schedule and get sleep at certain times.
Well, I think Trump's
so
a
that
little younger than Biden.
He's
but,
still older, but he finds time to probably set aside a schedule to get sleep, and then get at
also,
get at it.
he's probably in better health than Biden.
He probably exercises, does all this stuff.
You see Biden, I mean, you remember the hilarious video when he was trying to act all athletic.
Yeah,
He's running up the plane steps and he trips
And he
and
felt.
falls
I mean,
twice.
that was kind of sad to see, but like it's funny. But
And there's
it's
so
like
many memes on it too,
Yeah.
which is great.
I feel bad because it probably actually hurt, but like
I know, but he was trying to act
that was he was trying to act tough and he fell. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
he's like, I'm gonna show the world that I'm not a sleepy Joe like my shirt says.
No.
He fell twice.
As in the video.
Oh.
Like in the other video I did.
That's hilarious.
I know. I did multiple times too, which is funny.
So I can't believe it though. Reducing to bribing the Taliban.
So after Biden announced the withdrawal, did we already read that? Yeah, we did. So he was ordered to bribery.
Yep.
With who again?
The Taliban, a terrorist organization. May I elaborate?
Oh, and may I elaborate further? Who funded Al Qaeda to attack us on 9/11?
Yeah.
Which his son was sent to fight in Iraq for, mind you.
And he acts like he understands all the sad.
Bullshit!
I don't believe it.
Absolute crap is what this is. So you're telling me you have the experience of having your son fight a war by the people, by the organization who these people funded, and you're backing them now? Like, what kind of a scam is this? like, to quote my brother there, that's something he says.
Yeah.
But seriously, like, what? I don't understand how that's any bit of, like, any sort of coherence in his mind at all with that.
It doesn't make any sense. So,
what was his official statement now? Because I want to hear this.
An official statement. This is from NBC News. President Joe Biden on Monday defended his administration's decision to continue with the U.S. military drawdown in Afghanistan, blaming the U.S.-backed Afghan government and military for allowing the Taliban to take over. So you're blaming...
Allowing the Taliban to take over.
Blaming the Afghan government. How about
that goes back to my excuses that he's making.
Yeah.
Own up to what you did. I can't stress that enough.
Well, you see, he owned up to it, but then he started blaming Trump because Trump.
No blaming no one, no excuses. Just own up to what you did. It's your fault. I keep saying that.
100% you, buddy. Quote: Afghanistan political leaders gave up and fled the country. The Afghan military collapsed, sometimes without trying to fight. Biden said, if anything, the developments of the past week reinforce that ending U.S. military involvement in Afghanistan now was the right decision.
The only reason they can't fight is because they don't have U.S. air support.
Right, yeah.
Think about that one, buddy.
I feel like they could have kept up with the air support.
Oh, yeah. At least have planes circling the region, bombing. No, we can't even do that.
Nope, we're going to completely
fun fact.
Ourselves.
They even pulled out the contractors. The U.S. contractors that help them, help the Afghan government learn how to build planes and stuff. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
They even pulled out the fucking contractors.
Wow.
The engineers and shit. Like,
wow.
They can't even afford to have them there.
Well, they could.
Biden, what an asshole.
We've spent so much money in that country. It's like, yeah, of course we could have afforded it because
$2 trillion. What's a trillion more? Like,
yeah. So, speaking to the American public from the White House, Biden said he stood firmly by his decision and argued that he was faced with a choice to either follow through with the drawdown or escalate the conflict into its third decade and ultimately sacrifice more American lives.
Oh, you mean like the 13 that were bombed at the airport?
Oh, yeah, like that totally saved lives doing that. Even though we had no military deaths since February of 2020.
Yeah.
Is what I've heard.
Yeah.
So...
what lives are you saving?
We lost more lives.
Marines, mind you.
Yeah.
These are hardened warriors, and they just got bombed because of your stupid-ass decision.
Yeah. Quote, I stand squarely behind my decision, Biden said. After 20 years, I've learned the hard way that there was never a good time to withdraw U.S. forces. That's why we're still there.
And we should continue to be there. Biden, listen. I know you don't want to hear this, but we will always need to have a presence there in the Middle East. That's the only way. Literally. We should have at least had a skeleton crew. Right. If anything.
And the thing is, it's like there's no evidence that, and I know Shapiro talked about it not too long ago, but he was saying something about how there was no evidence to say that the situation would have escalated if we stayed.
Yeah.
If we stayed in Afghanistan, it would actually probably hold them back. The Taliban.
Yeah. The Taliban, you mean, okay.
I mean, remember, the Taliban are a bunch of ragtag...
group of 8th century barbarians, as Shapiro put it.
Yeah, I mean, these people are not exactly, first world country.
Biden, you don't want to know what you did. You just gave 8th century barbarians modern weapons.
Yeah.
And how did you think that was going to turn out? Exactly as I expected it.
And they're bossing us around with our own weapons.
Yeah, yeah. Did you see the video of the Taliban fighter dancing in his little hotel or whatever the fuck he was in? Yeah, he's celebrating. He's fucking celebrating.
Yeah, it's like their Independence Day for these Taliban members.
Insurgents, yeah.
Yeah.
They know that they have us beat.
Although there's probably more people that are upset about the situation. At least I would presume. Most of the...
What do you mean?
I would presume most of the Afghan people that are there
are not
happy
hate
about
them.
it.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about the Taliban people that are happy about this. The people that
Not even another group that we're going to talk about who is a terrorist group who also hates them.
Yeah.
We'll get into that later, though.
And there were
ISIS.
I also saw that. So the Taliban, when they took over the palace or whatever.
The presidential palace, which is basically the equivalent of the White House.
Yeah. The Afghan government's palace.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
They're just hanging out there. I mean, and then people tried to. Oh, I heard one person comparing this to the Capitol storming.
I heard that too.
Like, are you serious? First of all, they actually succeeded. First of all, so I don't know where that's coming from.
I don't know. People have, you know that.
How do you try to compare the Capitol storm to the?
You just opened up a whole nother can of worms.
Yeah.
But you know, that whole thing about the Capitol storming. I mean, the media have been eating that up for months. I mean, they've been saying this is the worst, like, issue that we've had to deal with in, you know, hundreds of years. And, you know, of our history of America, you know, United States.
Maybe in the history of America, but not in the world, because this is way worse.
Yeah, and there's still...
Did you see anyone bringing AR-15s or RPGs into the Capitol? I don't think so.
So, while all this crap is happening in Afghanistan... Nancy Pelosi and all these left-wing Democrats are doing this January 6th committee thing.
Oh, yeah.
You heard about that too, right?
Yeah, The second their own dicks to the Capitol thing because they want to make sure that it's, you know, that we focus on that.
Yeah, because they're going to try to derail. They want to...
Sorry for the vulgar language, guys. It's just like, it's bullcrap.
They're trying to keep the attention on Trump because they want to make him still as the bad guy, even though he's been out of office for like 7 months. And they also want to keep him from running again for president.
In 2024, you mean, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Which won't happen. Oh, dude, if this DeSantis guy wins, I am voting for him. If Trump doesn't win. If Trump's won, then I'm voting for him again.
Yeah, because he's proven that...
He's awesome.
Yeah.
But if DeSantis wins, I'm voting for this guy.
Oh, yeah.
If you've seen his Florida video, guys, woo! I love it.
He's pretty sharp.
Yes, I love it.
So, this is from AP News. This is more about... It's about the withdrawal date and stuff.
Yes.
It says
this is valuable, guys.
The United States clashed with some of its closest allies over President Joe Biden's insistence on sticking to an August 31st Afghanistan withdrawal date that will shut down a frantic international evacuation effort from Taliban rule. Biden insisted after virtual talks with leaders of the group of 7 industrialized democracies Tuesday that the U.S. and its closest allies...
G7,
the G7 summit... quote, stand shoulder to shoulder in future action over Afghanistan and the Taliban, despite disappointing them in their urgent pleas now to allow time for more airlifts. So they're basically saying there that the group of the 7 industrialized democracies stand shoulder to shoulder in future action over Afghanistan.
Wait, what does that mean? I'm sorry, I'm kind of confused about what they're saying, though. I'm sorry.
Well, to me, it sounds like they're saying, at least what Biden is saying that happened is that our allies are supporting us.
Oh, no, they're not.
But look at they just criticized us.
Yeah. That's what you're trying. Okay, I understand what he's trying to say, but no, they're not. Then.
Yeah.
No, they are not.
They're most certainly not.
They have their asses still in Afghanistan, hoping to get their people out.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Nothing.
We're hiding behind a wall at the airport.
Yeah.
And if our citizens can make it, we'll get you on the plane, maybe. If you can make it over this wall.
And if Taliban gonna fucking kill you first.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile, Britain is storming their parts of it, getting people out like left and right.
We need proof that you're an American citizen.
A green card?
Oh, your card was taken by the...
speaking of, that's a whole other can of worms. What did you find out, Jen? I know we don't have it in notes. What did you find out about the whole green card thing?
What do you mean?
There was you needed, like a, not green card. The U.S. people, like, needed cards to get onto the... You said something about this. Like, it was really, like, shady.
But did they need to get on the plane?
Yeah.
Or, I don't remember what
something about that. There was something about cards, guys, that they need... Anyway. I guess it's not important enough.
But the Taliban basically...
Anyway, guys.
Confiscated a lot of these identification papers.
Yeah, maybe that's what we meant.
Yeah, so when people got to the airport, they'd be like, okay, where's your papers? And be like, well, the Taliban took it from me. And then...
Oh, then you can't get on.
Yeah,
Sorry.
then how are you going to get out of the country? I mean, So you got
and the Taliban know this. They're not gonna play fair. They never do.
Yeah.
Don't negotiate with terrorists, as I keep saying. Do not negotiate with terrorists.
Right.
This is how it goes for you.
We shouldn't be negotiating with terrorists in the first place, but this is the Biden administration.
We're talking about.
We're gonna do the worst possible action we can to, try to solve the situation. And it's like everything they do, they're so incompetent.
Yeah.
They don't know what the heck they're doing, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's sad just to see how far we've
fallen. And it's not even been a year
grace.
into his presidency yet.
Yeah.
It's freaking
Can't wait to
bold.
see the rest of the 3 years or so
Yeah.
we have left of Biden.
The world's gonna be on fire. By
If
the
Biden
end of,
lasts,
yeah.
I still don't think he's gonna make it till 2 years into his presidency.
Even with the
but
majority of Democrats, you don't think?
I just don't think physically he can do it.
Oh,
I think
okay.
he might end up stepping down on his own terms,
Yeah.
or he just passes away.
Yeah. And then crazy Kamala comes and takes the reins.
But
God.
See, I don't think it. Honestly, her decisions will probably be horrible and worse than Biden's. But I don't think that she can be reelected as president. Say when 2024 comes around, because people are going to be like, we never liked her in the first place. Because you look at when she was running for president, nobody wanted her as president. She wasn't a likable.
I hope people like me. No, no one
That's
does.
Nancy Pelosi.
Yeah.
But,
oh shoot! Yeah, it is. Never
you're
mind.
Right. But she wasn't a real likable politician.
I always get confused. They don't even have the same name. But seriously, yeah, she wasn't even likable. And
yeah, so
you think that they're gonna get
she dropped
reelected?
out of the race before it could even get started.
Before it got underway, yeah.
And of course, we've talked about it before. But Biden, when he's looking for a vice president, he's like, I want my qualifications for a vice president is that a black and a woman. Okay, I'll pick Kamala Harris, the one that was making fun of me and calling me a racist during the race.
Right. How is that?
And then they're all best friends.
Yeah, but
It's like...
you know it goes on behind closed doors.
Whoa, okay. Well, I wasn't inferring that, but...
That's why he's so busy. That's why he's not helping in Afghanistan.
Well, that's why he didn't.
He's got other problems.
That's why he didn't come to his press conference on time.
That's why he was 4 hours late.
He's busy. Okay, so the U.S. president was adamant that the risk of terror attacks was too great to accede to appeals from G7 leaders to keep what are now 5,800 American troops at Kabul's airport beyond the end of the month, anchoring the airlifts. Britain and other allies, many of whose troops followed American forces into Afghanistan nearly 20 years ago to deal with the plotters of the September 11th attacks on the United States, had urged Biden to keep American forces at the Kabul airport longer. No country would be able to evacuate all their citizens and at-risk Afghan allies by the August 31st deadline, Allied officials had said. So, basically what I'm getting from that is we're going to have a lot of Americans and ally Afghans that are going to be trapped there.
And then probably get slaughtered. Yeah.
Yeah. And what I heard is that, if ISIS gets a hold of you, you're going to see videos eventually down the road. Beheadings, yeah. See,
That's what they love to do.
ISIS will behead and the Taliban will hold you hostage.
Or even worse, they'll behead the Taliban.
Yeah.
Because you know how much they fucking hate them.
Yeah.
Wait, you tell me this is all gonna leave with ISIS controlling Afghanistan?
Very well could be.
Are you kidding me?
Dude, this civil war...
They're not even from Afghanistan. They're from freaking Syria.
Dude.
This is just a subgroup of ISIS, and then they're gonna...
Dude,
what?
This civil war that has been going on in Afghanistan is not over. Just because the U.S. is
It's
leaving.
just beginning now, I mean...
There's more issues because you got the Taliban, and then you got ISIS coming back.
ISIS-K, yeah.
ISIS-K. And they're going to be taking over, trying to take over against the Taliban. It's just going to be more fighting. Now, it depends how long we can stay out of this. Because I honestly believe that we may get thrown back into this country if it gets bad. I mean, it's already bad, but, we may get dragged into this again, dude. And this war will just restart back with us being back into it.
Yeah.
Because it'll be constant fighting, humanity, like human right violations kind of stuff. And the U.S.
What did I suggest on the call right over here to our studio? What did I suggest? I know it sounds very, very violent, guys, but
just blow them up.
Just get all the innocent people you can, and I don't just mean blow them up like normal bombs, guys. Get them all get these people out of Syria.
Yeah.
Out of Afghanistan, out of Pakistan. You get all the innocents, the women, the kids, and the good men, like the Afghan fighters of the army, and all that, and then just fly a huge plane, drop nukes all over the Middle East. Drop huge nukes.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, like, drop every single nuke you can.
Okay. Oh,
seriously,
wrong one.
like, scorch it. Scorch the entire... Scorch the Middle East. Absolutely scorch it.
Yeah.
So where do you stand on that? Do you agree or no? We're dropping nukes? As long as the innocent people allowed is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's more problems, too, with this than... Like, you'd like to think of it as just being that simple. Just blow them all up. But then, you know, you got, like, what? Allies of those countries.
Shake the region. Shake it. Make it quiver. Frighten them with your power.
Yeah.
I don't think we've been doing that.
No, we've been basically collapsing to them.
I know we dropped Moabs, but no, nukes.
Yeah.
Drop nukes, make them scared. You know? Bring the sun down on them, basically, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So there's been protests, I guess, as well.
Yeah.
It's from the LA Times. It says, quote, anti-Taliban protesters defied their new rulers for a second day Thursday, marking Afghanistan's Independence Day, which was really horrible because I don't know if you saw about that. Like, you saw the Afghan flag, you know, being flown on Independence Day, and then but Taliban are there
controlling the town. Yeah.
Oh yeah, they started shooting at these crowds. Afghans' Independence Day by attempting to hoist the red, green, and black national banner, but often getting beaten down by militant fighters who control the streets of the capital and elsewhere. The Taliban said in a statement that its jihadi resistance forced another arrogant power of the world, the United States, to fail and retreat from our holy territory of Afghanistan.
What do you think of that statement?
It just... Again...
They know what they want, first of all. We're just pawns to them. They know what they want.
Yeah. And that's the problem. It's like, also, too...
They're very smart. I will give them this. They're terrorists, but they're smart. They know what they want. They're going to let Biden screw up, and they're going to go right along with it because they know what they want.
Yep. At one traffic circle in central Kabul, Afghans who gathered to raise the national flag to replace the white Taliban banner chanted, "God bless Afghanistan," and "Long live the flag of Afghanistan." A group of Taliban fighters approached and pointed their guns at the gathering.
But you know what they did after that, so, I mean, shot them all.
Yep. There's still people that are... I mean, this is a country that has, like, zero rights compared to us, you know. We live
These
in a
liberals
much
like to
better
scream
world.
at the sky and complain about racism and stuff. You guys have... We've got
racism. We're chasing... With that whole entire thing, we're chasing something that is not like physically real. This is something that is made up.
Yeah.
Like with the whole systemic racism, they like to say, well, you know, all the institutions in America are plagued with racism. Okay, so how are we supposed to fix that problem then, if that's the case?
I'm not denying that it's not going on, but we need to plan out how to fix it.
Which I deny that's the thing. I don't think that.
I think in some areas it is, but unless you have a plan to fix it, shut up. That's my view on it. We need to come up with a plan to fix it then. Not just complain about it.
Right. But, see, a lot of these liberals and left-wing nuts are trying to fight something that is not a threat.
Yep.
They're trying to fight something that may or may not be real. And
then turn a blind eye to this.
Yeah, honestly, I don't believe that
To Afghanistan, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, they'll turn a blind eye to the serious situation, and instead, we'll be in the U.S. fighting about something dumb like systemic racism,
Like last summer,
saying that all cops are racist and all this stuff. Check my hat for where my stance is.
Yes, heck yeah. Wear that with pride, dude. Seriously.
Yeah.
I wish I had one.
But yeah, so while we're trying to worry about the actual issues at hand, a lot of people like the liberals will be, fighting something made up or something
Fighting fake battles.
Yeah, something that is not even a threat.
Yeah.
So
Resistance.
This about resistance. Okay. So Taliban fighters on Saturday. This is by the Wall Street Journal.
Killed a local militia, right?
Yeah, in northern Afghanistan, in some of the first significant armed clashes since the rapid takeover of the country, while the Islamist group's political leaders held talks in Kabul on the formation of a new government.
Oh, God.
Members of a local militia in the northern province of Baghlan province attacked Taliban forces on Friday, and fighting continued Saturday, both sides said. Pictures and video posts on social media showed an anti-Taliban militia fighters celebrating capturing some government buildings in Baghlan, along with military and police vehicles. The militia said in social media posts that it had killed some Taliban fighters.
Oh, there we go.
So, are these...
But are they going to become terrorists themselves then? That's what I'm worried about.
So, are these...
These are militias. These are militias. These are actual, armed individuals.
So, are these armed individuals, supporters of the Afghan government, then?
It seems so. If they're fighting the Taliban, it seems so, yeah.
So, this fight is clearly not over. I mean,
see the Civil War. It's already begun.
Yeah. It's just taken a weird turn.
Yeah.
Because, basically, all we did was take ourselves out of it.
Yeah. Yeah!
It changed the whole game up, and now you got more fighting because we pulled out.
You got Taliban, and then you got this militia, this local militia, and then we have another group that we're going to talk about in this next article. So.
Right, and if we would have stayed, maybe it wouldn't have gotten that bad.
Maybe it wouldn't have at all. Not maybe, it wouldn't have.
Yeah.
These local people wouldn't have had to band together in the militia and fight.
It would have had full U.S. support.
Yeah.
And you would have had airstrikes, going out on these Taliban people. I mean, come on. Now the Taliban are stronger because that we pulled out.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, it's a direct cause because you look at
Cause and effect.
A direct cause and effect. And when Biden is saying, nothing would have happened different if we,
Bullshit!
It would have had the same effect if we stayed. It's no.
No, bullcrap.
Because you look at the fact that we supported this Afghan army.
For how many years, mind
money, we paid these people.
Yeah.
And we also gave them air support.
And with our friends. We form relationships with these people, too.
Yeah.
And the Biden just says, leave.
Yeah.
Leave our friends.
I don't know. It's from Politico, but doesn't say anything about Biden. Terrorist threats are now jeopardizing the massive American evacuation effort underway in Afghanistan's capital. Pentagon officials relayed to lawmakers Tuesday, according to 3 congressional aides and other sources familiar with the intelligence. The security situation on the ground in Kabul significantly worsened on Tuesday due to new terrorist threats from the Islamic State branch in Afghanistan, known as ISIS-K. The group is targeting airport gates and military and commercial aircraft, evacuating people from the capital city, the sources said.
So now the Civil War, not only do we have Taliban and these militias, but now we have this new ISIS affiliate.
Yep, and this new ISIS affiliate, ISIS-K, the threats did come true, as many of you probably do know. 13 U.S. servicemen...
This is going to be the hardest part of the podcast, because it's still fresh in my mind from this. It's still fresh.
This is from CNN. 13 U.S. service members and at least 60 Afghans have been killed in 2 bombing attacks outside Kabul's airport, according to the Pentagon and Afghanistan's Ministry of Public Health. The deadly blast came as the United States and other Western countries raced to complete a massive evacuation of their citizens and Afghan allies following the Taliban takeover of the country.
13 servicemen killed. Literally. They just went in there and freaking killed them. And they're not gonna get any ramifications for it either.
And our retaliation was only killed 2 ISIS members, and it's not.
There's a fucking drone strike.
Yeah.
I can't even imagine what the families are thinking right now. And Biden had the audacity to show up at the freaking when the planes landed. You know how they take bodies out when they're when they're in the coffins, dripping the flag and stuff. He had the audacity to show up. Are you serious? Like, you're the guy who freaking let this happen? This. You caused this, Biden.
That's like having the murderer show up to the funeral.
It's not fair. You liberals don't talk about unfair. They were doing nothing. They didn't even fire a single bullet at them before they blew them up. They were just helping people probably get into planes and, you know... Dude, I saw a video of one holding a baby.
I know, and that was one of the ones that was killed.
I hope to God they didn't have that baby in his arms and they blew up. I hope to God.
I don't think so. I think it would have said.
He had 13 Marines. These are upstairs. You know how hard it is, first of all, to become a Marine with all that training and you know everything that goes into that.
Oh yeah.
And then how many years probably they spent in that hellhole to have it end like that.
And they were probably thinking that they were getting out of that country too for good. Like, think of the mindset.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I'm gonna see my wife and kids again.
Yeah, finally coming home, and just about ready to leave too in a couple of days, and then that happens.
It's absolutely not fair. At all. It's not fair. And what does Biden say about it? Absolutely nothing. He doesn't. He couldn't give 2 shits about these people. He is so unempathetic. You guys call him the empathetic president. Bullshit. No empathy at all. Oh, if there was, he doesn't show it.
Right.
Joe, what do you gotta say about this? Because I'm lost. I can't find any words to describe this. Do you remember when Chris Kyle died? He was that sniper that has the most records for he's like the most lethal U.S. sniper.
Yeah.
He was killed by a veteran when taking him out for a shooting. For shooting like on the range. That's what this feels like. Well, this feels like another 9/11.
Yep.
And of course the death toll went up. Now it's about like 90 or something.
Like during the evacuation in general?
No. They found more bodies in the bombing. So now it's about like 90.
But not 90 U.S. military guys, right?
Oh no, but over 100 people. Over 100 people because the 90 citizens plus the
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Marines that were killed.
Yeah, because there's so many people like gathering by the
tarmac.
Yeah. But think about this though. You know, this is what makes me upset.
This is what pisses us off more than anything. Is that what?
Well, let me tell you. You probably won't know what I'm talking about because it's not here in the notes. But the Taliban could have simply blown up the...
We were talking about this earlier, the tarmac.
They could have simply blown up the tarmac, and then we would not be able to do any flights out of Afghanistan. The rescue effort would be over.
Would be fucked.
Yeah.
Screwed. Absolutely screwed.
Again, we are relying on the Taliban to make sure that they don't attack our little tiny evacuation spot. sure, we got troops there, but like the Taliban could just launch. They have like how many of our weapons?
Right. Every single one of them. They own them all.
Yeah, they could just simply blow up the tarmac, and then we would not be able to evacuate by plane.
They're taunting us.
Yeah.
Literally. And they're getting away with it.
Yep.
Biden, you of all people should understand the loss of a fellow soldier. Dude, you had a son that served for God's sakes. You should understand what this means, but no, you're so unempathetic.
Yep.
Did you not learn anything from worrying about your son who served? Did you learn nothing about how much torture that is as a parent? To wait for your son to come home and be alive?
It's sad because it's like...
He should know better than anyone.
Yeah, and, other people like Trump, yeah, sure, his children never served in the army, as from what I'm aware. But he's more empathetic towards...
this than Biden is.
More empathetic towards the military. Trump has been a very... patriotic president in the sense that he has supported our military more than I think any other president.
Oh yeah,
in a very long time.
With the exception of Ronald Reagan, I think.
Yeah.
Reagan's the only person that beats in my opinion because he was very adamant about that all the time, literally.
Yeah, but most of the presidents that were between Reagan and Trump, I don't think supported the troops as much as
Reagan and
Trump
did. They were the ones I think of the most.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we didn't grow up during Reagan, so
I wish I would have. He's one of the best presidents ever I heard. I wish I would have to see that. That would have been so cool.
Okay, so
as to put the salt on the wound. Right?
The Taliban mocked the US with a flag.
To put salt on an already inflicted wound, a big wound.
So in an image mocking the Marines, the Taliban shows off new propaganda savvy.
Look at this image, guys. You history buffs out there know what this is. What this is mocking.
So this picture, as you can probably already tell, it shows the Taliban fighters hoisting the white flag of the Taliban in the Afghanistan mountains in a photo similar to the AP photographer Joe Rosenthal's iconic photo of Marines raising the U.S. flag at Mount Surbachi amid the Battle of Iwo
Yep. They're rubbing it in our faces that they bombed us
and
not that they bombed us. Like, look right there, guys. You can show both photos. We're gonna put both of them up for you guys.
Compare both photos there. You see the Taliban's version and then our version.
The original version that was and almost. So they don our gear and our guns, and they have the audacity to post that.
Yep.
And that's fully allowed.
Oh yeah, and that's on Twitter.
The whole Twitter thing, for everyone to see. The propaganda wings in full swing.
Mm-hmm.
Pisses me off so much. If there's any flag I want to burn right now, it's that one.
Yeah.
The Taliban's like, seriously.
So, since taking control of Afghanistan, the Taliban has been eager to release pictures of its fighters equipped with modern weapons and tactical uniforms. One image in particular, an apparent recreation of the famous moment when Marines raised the American flag on Iwo Jima during World War II, it has quickly gained attention and shown off how the group is tending carefully to its new public image.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah, and...
They're propaganda. I mean, that's what they're supposed to do, but, like, my dad said it shouldn't come as a surprise, but, like, seriously? Like...
Basically, it just talks about what the photo looks like.
Yeah.
I don't think there's really any...
I mean, Cole obviously didn't comment on this because they're dealing with the deaths of 13 of their brothers and sisters.
I believe that was before, though. Before the deaths.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
That wouldn't make sense to me, but, I mean...
They just don't want to comment in general.
Okay.
This was before... Yeah, this was on the 24th.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this was days ago, before the bombing.
Okay.
But
So I was wrong, but still, it still pisses me off.
Yeah,
that they
because
did
they're
that.
putting the flag up as we're leaving. They see that as a victory.
Yeah.
You know, just in general, us leaving. Of course, they're still going to pick on us and, occasionally blow up some of our troops. And, we only killed 2 of their members.
Fucking Biden.
They could literally just, mow them down with bombs, but...
They're taunting us, I swear.
And what...
So what is this whole... So all of this.
What
bombing.
What can we take from all this? Like, just going out of Afghanistan, like, all that stuff, removing ourselves from the situation.
The bombings, the terrorists, the money problems, the stupid foreign policy.
Yeah.
What is this all going to cause?
Well, for one, Afghanistan will become a human rights problem.
We've been saying that. Jared mentioned it earlier.
Yep. I don't know. I don't know if I really... Well, yeah, I did kind of mention it a little bit earlier, but yeah, I know I mentioned it with Aiden, like, off air, that we talked about, what situations that a lot of these women and children are going to be put into. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of these women, as young as 12, maybe even younger, but they're being married off to, like, Taliban fighters.
Yeah.
And they're just basically being raped. I mean, they don't have any choice at who they want to marry or anything, and they certainly don't have a decision at the age of 12.
Yeah.
They don't have a choice at the age of 12. They shouldn't have a choice at the age of 12, like, to get married.
Right.
And there should be no marriage at age 12. So they can't, that's not age of consent, at least in the United States.
Oh, so they're basically pedophiles.
Yeah.
So 8th century barbaric pedophiles.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of what goes into it, they're 8th century barbarians, and a lot of the way they run their country or way they...
It's very traditionalist,
Yeah, very old. It's something that, like, not in many... It doesn't appear in many modern societies, right?
Yeah.
Another one will be a Taliban regime could again become a safe haven for extremists.
It's already happening with ISIS.
I mean, you're seeing ISIS, and then you got Al-Qaeda is coming back.
Yep.
And the Taliban's already there. I mean, you're going to have a lot of infighting within, all these groups are just going to clash with each other.
We'll try to whack up body counts and...
Yeah. And
who's the biggest, baddest group out there?
Yeah. This government...
They don't like each other. Well, it's because they have different interpretations of Islam.
Right.
So some of them is more extreme than others. That's why, for example, ISIS hates the Taliban, because their version is more extreme than even the Taliban, which is scary to think about, but...
Yeah.
There's new ISIS-K. Their version of Sharia law is even more... Or Islam, I should say, is more extreme than even the Taliban's is.
Right. And also...
They don't agree with them.
Yeah, and it's just like us removing us... us
we're the peacemakers.
Leaving, yeah, we were like acting as the peacemakers, and then us getting out of the situation, that doesn't solve any problem there. It actually just changes the situation. This war is still going to go on. Honestly, I don't know how they're going to even run like it as a government. It's just going to be like territory that is like...
It's going to fall into anarchy.
Yeah, it's just there's going to be no rule whatsoever, just except, whoever's most in power at the time, and then, like, you'll have constant fighting. I don't know how they're not going to be able to run it as a normal country. And the Biden administration also, they like to try to make the Taliban seem like we're going to trust them on their actions, on what they do, not what...
You wait until the Civil War starts, buddy, and then you'll talk.
What do you mean on what actions? They've proven time and time again that they are completely evil.
Yeah.
In everything they do.
Yeah. And they don't hide it either.
I don't know what do you mean?
How much more clear that they can make it?
I mean, what do you mean that we're judging them on their actions? They
have a lot of actions. We should know what they...
We already have plenty of information to go
on their actions.
Yeah. And it's not good. We shouldn't be trusting them. But
I know we keep saying this, but do not
Biden's
negotiate with terrorists.
Yeah, Biden's acting like
They're not the problem.
Yeah, all that stuff in the past is, well, you know what? They have a clean slate now.
They have a changed heart.
Yeah, they say that they're going to give women rights. Yeah, under Sharia law, which is meaning that there is no rights for these women.
Yeah.
They're basically going to be resorting to, they can't leave the house unless they have a male family member.
With them.
Yeah.
I think specifically the husband, but that's how Islam puts it. But
whatever, either way,
it's not white at all. These women can't even go out and they can't even see their full face without. It's just stupid.
Most of their face is covered up. It's like wearing a face mask, but also wearing a hoodie.
Yeah, they got no rights. It's gonna. All these liberals who elected Biden, and you talk about women's rights, you should get them out of office because look at how they're gonna be treated.
Right.
All these feminists are all about women's rights. Look at this situation and learn.
I know. It's like really bad.
Come join our side, you know. We care for women's rights and we actually know
it's like
stuff about it. Like,
right. Not acting like you know what you're talking about.
Right. Dude, you're gonna see videos of women getting beaten. You're gonna start seeing that.
Oh, yeah. So, next is a Taliban-ruled Afghanistan might destabilize
Pakistan. Which I didn't even know that would be a thing. So, dude, what does that mean?
I'm not entirely sure. What do you think that means?
I think that they're gonna expand and like they're gonna that's gonna change a lot. I feel.
Oh, this is from NPR. Okay.
Oh God.
Oh God.
So what does this mean?
So Pakistan's Inter Services Intelligence, or ISI, the country's equivalent of the CIA, is widely believed to have helped foster the Taliban prior to the religious movement's 1996 takeover in Afghanistan. Pakistan's military, in particular, has long viewed an ideologically and religiously like-minded Afghanistan as a necessary bulwark against its traditional rival India. But Pakistan's long porous border with Afghanistan has brought it as much trouble as Brotherhood. For years, Pakistan housed tens of thousands of Afghan refugees in border camps such as Jalazai, placing a financial and political strain on a succession of shaky governments in Islamabad. The Taliban in Afghanistan helped inspire the deadly Tehrik-i-Taliban Pakistan. Yeah, more commonly known simply as Pakistani Taliban. The leaders of the two groups are reportedly at odds. Even so, quote, if there is a Taliban government in Afghanistan, certainly that's going to embolden the Pakistani Taliban. Okay, so basically...
So that's what that means, okay.
Yeah, it took us a while to get to what it meant.
So, Joe, what are they saying now?
Basically, it's just going to fuel more terrorism.
Yeah.
Basically is what we've been saying, you know, I mean, it's pretty much, that's what it boils down to, right?
Yeah. Because you got other groups out.
And China could gain a foothold in the region.
This is a really scary thing, yeah.
Yeah, so that's something that is currently happening right now.
Not only China either, but also Russia, yeah.
Yeah. Because I saw it was a diplomat, or was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, was there actually meeting with the Taliban.
Shaking hands and everything.
I refuse to admit that the Taliban, or to acknowledge the Taliban as a government.
Yeah.
As a governmental body.
Yeah.
Because they're clearly not a government.
They're insane.
They're not a government. All they are is just a bunch of ragtag barbarians that are just shooting up the place and, you know, acting like they're going to be the boss and all this. But it's like, are they really going to be able to
hold that
region? Are they going to be able to actually run it as a government? Or is it just going to be like a whole bunch of military people running around shooting you if you step outside your house funny?
Right.
If you go out to your mailbox and then...
Right, you're dead.
Yeah.
Dude, you know that China and Russia already have boots on the ground. You know that, right? They're already building stuff in Afghanistan.
Yep.
So when we stepped out, they stepped in. They have probably been waiting for this opportunity for so long.
Oh,
They've probably been sitting, ready to pounce for 20 plus years.
It's been a waiting game for sure.
Waiting for this.
Yep.
So what do you think's going to come out of that?
Nothing good. It just puts the United States behind Russia, and China.
As a sole superpower. Oh my gosh.
Yep. It puts us as, we're not going to be as powerful. And I like to believe we're the strongest country in the world, militarily and economically.
But these past couple weeks have really been calling that into question.
I mean, this whole, year so far has just been
shitty.
Throwing that into question, and, the way once Biden took over, it was all downhill.
Yeah.
Just look at us now.
Ah, jeez.
And we're not even in completely through year one. And this is what we've seen so far. I want to opt out of this free trial.
Yeah, please.
Can we opt
2021
out?
free trial, please opt out.
Yeah. I think our free trial period has ended.
Yeah.
So basically...
Oh gosh, it's full of consequences.
Basically, I don't know anything else about the China situation. I guess we're going to have to kind of wait for more to unfold.
Yeah.
But I can only presume, just like what we said, that it's going to put us behind the 8 ball.
China is involved, though.
Yeah.
I think we have something on that further down. I think we're going to have some on that, but,
yeah.
It's going to get bad.
There's going to be more information coming out about, China's involvement. But right now, that's so far what we got. So, further consequences, and this is from The Sun. Dragged to hell.
Oh, that's what it's called. That's an eye-opener right there.
Taliban, quote, going door to door, dragging out girls as young as 12 to make them fighters' sex slaves in terrifying rampage.
Oh my gosh.
And, of course, the Taliban, of course, has denied that happening. But, of course, they're going to lie straight to your face. You think they're going to tell you the truth? And why would you believe them?
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe them.
The Taliban, if they told you anything.
Yeah. So the Taliban are going door to door to round up young girls to be sex slaves to fighters in the terror group, reports claim. And inside.
So all of you women who are against sexism and stuff, against rape and, men, look at this then.
Yeah. This is what we're leaving in store for these women.
Yeah.
It's sad because, we work so hard to give them an education to fight for their rights, and, they actually were able to walk outside without wearing the head thing, whatever that is. Do you know what that's called?
Nah.
I don't remember, but you know what I'm talking about. But,
face coverings.
Yeah, the face coverings, and, they'd be able to, go to work for once, they were educated and stuff. Now all that stuff, I heard reports of at least one woman that was going to report to her job as normal, as the Taliban was taking over, and they told her to leave when she showed up to work because they're like, no, you can't work here anymore. Why?
Because the Taliban took over, that's why.
The Taliban's there now.
They own the workforce now, that's crazy. Those rules that were in place before are the Afghan government have changed now.
Now it's back to where it was, where women don't have any rights. That's where we're resorting back to. An inside source suggests that Taliban leaders are attempting to kidnap and forcibly marry women after local leaders in Afghanistan were asked to present a list of those aged 12 to 45 last month.
Jeez.
Wow.
My gosh.
What do you think about that, in general? Just the situation?
That's a big jump in age, first of all, that, but,
Well, just in general, leaving all those poor women to suffer.
Yeah. That's absolutely despicable.
Yep.
Before a president who sniffs hair, I guess he doesn't care.
True. But yeah, that's probably the biggest one. One of the biggest ones.
So Trump, the most badass president we've ever had, he's had something to say, right, Judd?
Yep.
About this.
So, former President Donald Trump said in a statement on Sunday that it was time for President Joe Biden to resign from office following the debacle that unfolded in Afghanistan. Which is, what a lot of people have been saying.
Quote from Trump here.
What Joe Biden has done with Afghanistan is legendary. It will go down as one of the greatest defeats in American history, Trump said. It is time for Joe Biden to resign in disgrace for what he has allowed to happen to Afghanistan, along with the tremendous surge in COVID, the border catastrophe, the destruction of energy independence, and our crippled economy.
The energy independence thing, he's been fighting
Oh, yeah.
doesn't make anybody's debacled at all.
Joe Biden gets it wrong every time on foreign policy and many other issues. Everyone knew he couldn't handle the pressure. Even Obama's Secretary of Defense Robert Gates said as much. He ran out of Afghanistan instead of following the plan our administration left for him. A plan that protected our people and our property and ensured the Taliban would never dream of taking our embassy or providing a base for new attacks against America. The withdrawal would be guided by facts on the ground. After I took out ISIS, I established a credible deterrent. That deterrent is now gone. The Taliban no longer has fear or respect for America, or America's power. What a disgrace it will be when the Taliban raises their flag over America's embassy in Kabul. This is complete failure through weakness, incompetence, and total strategic incoherence.
Oh, you go, Trump!
See, that is the type of statements I want to see.
I did good finding that.
Yes. Thank you. Yeah.
Trump nailed it on the head with that.
He did.
That's who should be leading our country. Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, what would Trump have done different, you think?
I mean, you know, that's the other thing, too. And I've been constantly, debating myself over it because I've been very confused, going back and forth. You know, Trump was pro getting out of Afghanistan.
Yeah.
He wanted to get out just as much as Biden did.
Yeah.
At least from what I understand. But Trump wanted to do it based on facts on the ground. As he said there. Based on, what's going on at the time. Not just okay, let's just pull out now, like Biden.
Yeah.
He just basically didn't look at any other evidence or any other facts to support his decision. But, it's I've been going back and forth trying to figure out whether we should have left a skeletal crew there.
Yeah. Or just
completely pulled out, out of the country.
Now you know the answer, right? I hope.
I mean, it probably would have been better to leave,
a
crew there of some kind. Because, I mean, think about this, and it's been said before, but, keeping people in those countries to keep the peace. You got, what?
We got people in Germany still.
Yeah. Japan.
Yeah.
These are troops that were probably originally put in place
during World
War II.
Yeah.
Obviously they're not the same troops.
No.
Obviously. But they'd be really old.
Or Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
Shit, skeletons walking around. Ugh. Well, seriously though, yeah.
Yeah.
We know what we're doing. Well, we did.
And it's that's one thing. It's Biden, don't you realize that we got troops in other countries?
Do you not know this?
Yeah.
We got troops in Antarctica, for goodness sake.
Right. I don't get it.
I don't know what kind of threats in Antarctica, but we got troops there.
I don't know.
We literally inhabit every continent on the planet. The U.S. military does. We literally have foot on every continent on the planet.
Mm-hmm.
We should be focusing all our power in the Middle East right now, specifically Afghanistan.
Right. And they were also saying about how the reason why they want to pull out of Afghanistan was because it was an endless war. But it wasn't really an endless war because...
Until we pulled out.
Yeah, because, the war wasn't really...
It was coming to a close.
We didn't have continuous deaths.
Nope.
It stopped...
Since February 2020.
Yeah, so that was not considered an endless war, in my opinion. And a lot of other people believe that, too. So... I don't know. I kind of disagree with Trump on that fact that, that we should have got out of Afghanistan completely over time.
Yeah, me too.
I feel like we probably should have stayed there in some form.
Yeah.
Like a skeleton crew.
Yep.
But yeah. But yeah, that was definitely a very powerful statement from Trump.
Yes.
And here we should have more information on China's involvement, possibly, right?
Yeah. So basically, okay, guys, I'll tell you basically what this said. So they've begun building roads. If you don't know.
Oh, really?
They've begun building roads in this country.
Okay.
And they're literally having practice drills right now.
Wow.
Of Chinese troops roping down from helicopters.
Wow.
And doing stuff like that. And then Russia has like these cannons and Humvees and stuff.
Wow.
And they're practicing their own drills. So it's basically, this is all like a big chess match, basically. They're moving their pieces, wanting to strike.
Well, China and are China and Russia working together?
That's what it seems like, yes.
Huh.
Now, why would they be working together? I don't understand.
I don't know. Could just be working against us.
Yeah.
You know, because we're not friends with either one of them.
Yeah, as I said, guys, this just is part of a conversation. We'll post a link there if you guys want to see it, but we don't have a lot of information on China's involvement right now because they're just starting to move their pieces, as I've said, so...
Yeah, so that's pretty much it for that. We'll have more information as it unravels. And possible spies within the U.S.
Yeah.
Like Chinese spies.
Yeah.
I think I've heard about this before, though. So it was a brazen scheme to steal another company's product, according to a federal criminal complaint. Well, the title is American Universities Are a Soft Target for China's Spies.
Since U.S. intelligence officials, yeah.
So it was a brazen scheme to steal another company's product, according to a federal criminal complaint. University of Texas professor Bo Mao, prosecutors say, took proprietary technology from an American Silicon Valley startup and handed it over to a subsidiary of Huawei, the Chinese telecommunications conglomerate. But what makes the case against Mao particularly noteworthy is how he was accused of carrying out the theft by using his status as a university researcher to obtain the circuit board under the guise of academic testing. Mao, who was pleaded not guilty, is among the latest defendants in a string of U.S. criminal cases alleging Chinese spying in the academic world.
What?
In late January, the chairman of Harvard's chemistry department was arrested by FBI agents in his office, charged with lying about a lucrative relationship with a Chinese talent recruitment program. The same day, a former Boston University student was accused of visa fraud after she allegedly failed to disclose her status as a lieutenant in the People's Liberation Army.
That's China's military. And that's the picture there.
And there's like a wanted by the FBI picture there. America's world-class university system has become a soft target in the global espionage war with China, intelligence officials say, and they are pressing universities to do something about it.
Oh, gosh.
Quote, a lot of our ideas, technology, research, and innovation is incubated on those university campuses, said Bill Evanina,
something like
the
that.
top counterintelligence official in the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. That's where the science and technology originates, and that's why it's the most prime place to steal.
Oh, jeez.
Much of this campus spying is never caught, let alone prosecuted, officials say. But in recent months, it lists different things. A Chinese Harvard-affiliated cancer researcher was caught in December with 21 vials of cells stolen from a laboratory at Boston Hospital.
To do what? Oh, shoot. Okay.
I don't know. A Chinese professor conducting sensitive research at the University of Kansas was indicted in August on charges he concealed his ties to a Chinese university.
Oh, my gosh. So basically, even before Afghanistan is trying to say that they've already had spies in our country.
Yeah, they're in our own country. So look at our own soil and say, like, look, we got spies here from China.
Why not know our noses?
Yep. There was one convicted in June of shipping banned missile technology to his homeland.
Oh, no! Black, that's scary! Considering that they're now in Afghanistan, that's scary.
Yeah, it is. A Chinese student at Chicago, Illinois Institute of Technology was charged last year with helping to recruit spies in his country's version of the CIA.
Oh, I'm getting chills.
Oh.
No country... Wait, what did that say? No country poses a greater, more severe long-term threat to our national security and economic proprietary than China. Wow. Said Boston's top
China's
FBI...
communist government's goal, simply put, is to replace the U.S. as the world's superpower, and they're breaking the law to get there.
What a telling statement that is comparing to what's happening right now. Oh my gosh. So what do you think about that, Judd?
Well, I got...
That's all the articles we have, guys, but, like, what do you think about that?
For one...
That gives a little bit of context as to how they were able to slowly gain power, and now they're in Afghanistan with Russia.
Yeah, and another thing, too, Aiden, I mean, China's been stealing our technology for years.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, this is not something just recently. I mean, they steal our blueprints for different
That's
things.
why we wanted to link China with them, because we heard Shapiro talk about how China was in Afghanistan doing things. That's what we wanted to talk about. So I remember now.
Yeah.
So
but
we were a little bit
also,
confused about that, but now we're back on track because we know what we want to talk about.
But dude, they steal our technology. Like, even it doesn't even have to be military technology. It could be just, you know,
phones and
like
stuff.
phones and different things like that. Like ideas that we came up with.
Yeah.
And they steal the idea. They don't come up with many original things. It's just like, oh, let's steal this.
Yes,
US.
they make them in the sweatshops, but they don't have the ideas for them. I mean,
right? Yeah, they just steal our ideas and they use them. They basically make it illegally. So just imagine what that means for weapons and stuff. Basically,
missile technology, as I said.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
They'll be like
What I think is gonna happen now is you're gonna have, come September 11th. Oh God. If what I'm thinking is correct, this could be watch too many movies. You're gonna have the Taliban try to attack the U.S. with PLA troops backing them,
Ooh.
in helicopters or whatever. Oh my gosh.
That's my bad.
If we're attacked with the Taliban being backed by China, things are gonna get hit. Shit's gonna hit the fan.
Right. Oh.
I didn't think that this would be... So this whole Afghanistan situation, dude, what do you think? And to close this podcast off, what do you...
I mean, it's something that, you know, there's a lot that is still yet to come.
Yeah.
With
Only with China, supposedly, but... Like, particularly, I meant with China.
Yeah.
We don't know that much about them yet.
We don't know much about what they're up to.
Sorry, guys. I mean, I know we wanted to talk more about it, but we just don't have that much info about it yet.
Right, yeah. You know, I mean, we can only assume it's going to be bad, and what they're going to do is just make them more powerful. Make themselves more powerful, I mean.
Yeah.
Rather than...
The Taliban are just pawns. I mean, they don't realize it. They think they're so powerful, but no.
They're like, wow, look at these world leaders, you know, these
we
countries.
Beat them.
Well, these countries are working with us, you know. They really do admire us or recognize us as a country. I don't know about that.
Yeah, no.
They're just using you.
Yeah.
But, you know, again, they're inexperienced.
They're just a ragtag group of barbarians, as you said. I mean, so that's...
You know, there's nothing that... They're not really an intelligent bunch.
No, they're not.
I mean, hey, you know, whatever. I don't think that they're really that advanced as, you know, Biden likes to make them seem like they are, you know, and treat them as
equals.
As equals to us. It's like, no, they're terrorists, Biden.
Speaking of Biden, what do you have to say to the man who started this all? To the man who fucked up so much? To the man who caused all of this?
Well,
not only did okay, here's what I have to say first. And if you want something to say, you can. Not only did you open doors to the Taliban taking over the country, but now you are giving confidence to China and Russia. You know how scary that is?
Yeah.
I mean, you have a nation with 1.6 billion people in it. I'm talking about China here. 1.6 billion people. Can you imagine the invasion that would happen? And every man in China, if I remember this correctly, is required to at least try to join the military, like try to sign something to join the military. I don't know if that's right or not, but I've heard that somewhere. So if that's true, can you imagine 1.6 billion people, and how many of those are men, and how many of those are in the military?
Right.
How much of an invasion that would be? They would beat us by sheer numbers of people.
Yeah. And not to mention that they would have control, or they wouldn't have control, but they would have use of our technology.
Because of these spies.
Dude, they could probably recreate our technology with the data they steal.
Yep.
So basically, the Taliban will have an endless supply of American military equipment.
Because of freaking China.
Because China does a very good job of stealing other people's ideas and using it to make money.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, they're not like
original,
innovative originalists. They just, we're gonna take your idea and make it our own and make a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's their business strategy, and it seems to be working, unfortunately.
You watch, dude. And then also with our national debt, they're gonna want something to be done about that soon. And when we can't pay our countries anymore, then they're gonna strike us.
Yep.
Using the Taliban as a scapegoat.
Yep. Yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for this podcast.
Yes.
Just pray for everyone's safety.
In Afghanistan.
Afghanistan and home.
Mm-hmm.
And at home, because I can't imagine. It's just... The situation is right there. There's just the threat of terrorism within our own country is at an all-time high.
Right now.
I mean, especially...
And Biden's not doing anything about it.
I mean, what are you supposed to do about it? I mean...
Now, what are you supposed to do? Yeah.
Right. I mean, it's already too late. You've already surrendered the whole entire country to the Taliban and whoever else wants to join in. Like, let's just have a big old party.
Maybe freaking China.
Yeah, let's just have all of our
people
enemies,
that we hate,
join up and have a big birthday bash.
That's like the League of Villains and Jimmy Neutron. Like,
yeah.
Like, jeez. Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, so...
This could have all been avoided by Biden had he just stayed in Afghanistan and not been a sissy.
Right.
And pulled out.
And you know what? I mean, hopefully we don't have to cover anything like a terrorist attack or anything.
Oh.
But hopefully the next thing...
Can you imagine if the One World Trade Center was hit? The new one? Oh.
Hopefully we don't have to cover any information regarding a terrorist attack.
On our soil.
Soil. So we'll keep you guys updated.
Yes.
Obviously you'll probably hear the information before we get to it, but
yes.
Because we try to record a podcast whenever we can, once a week or once every 2 weeks, if whatever works for our schedule. But yeah, guys, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you guys haven't already, and if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. And share, and if you subscribe, you might want to hit that notification bell too, so then you'll be notified when we do publish another podcast.
So you do get updates on the situation if there is any.
Right.
So.
Yep. Or also, while we're not, when we're not coming out with new episodes, always check out our old ones too.
Yes. There's a lot to choose from.
We got a lot of cool topics. We cover a lot of different things on our channel if you're new to it. But certainly politics is the main focus.
Yeah. Also, guys, thank you for I'm still blown away by the 12,000 views on that one video.
Oh my god, yeah. That's amazing.
Thank you guys for all your support over the past 2 years. Or however many years we've been doing this. Thank you guys. We can't do this without you guys. You guys are so supportive.
So we'll see you guys next time.
See ya.